New Orleans is and always has been surrounded by water. The city was founded here, between the Mississippi, Lake Pontchartrain, and the Gulf of Mexico, mostly for its strategic location for commerce. Water was essential to the city's existence, and it continues to be an indispensable resource to this day, but it can also be a threat. And with the changing climate, stronger storms are expected in our future. After each rain event, New Orleans pumps every drop of rain out of the city as fast as possible. And the harder it rains, the harder our pumping stations have to work. And New Orleans gets a lot of rain. Take this average sized lot. During a rain event, the amount of rainfall could fill a bathtub 170 times. And currently, our approach tries to get rid of water as fast as possible. Unfortunately, our pipes and pumps can only handle so much at any given time. So when everyone forces their water into the drain at once, bag flooding will occur. Now try and think of our pipes as a roadway network, and it's rush hour. There's simply too much too quickly, resulting in a water traffic jam, and this causes a lot of problems for residents downstream. On the surface, localized flooding can damage property and render streets useless, trapping people in their homes and stranding people in their cars. But underneath the surface, something far more destructive is happening. Shrink swell soils are common to New Orleans and contain high amounts of clay, and this clay expands and contracts depending on the moisture levels in the ground. When we drain stormwater as fast as possible, we don't allow water to infiltrate the ground, and this leads to compacted soils and sinking, or subsidence of the land above. Subsidence results in broken streets and sidewalks, downed utilities, and weakened foundations, all of which are costly to repair for homeowners, businesses, and taxpayers. But New Orleans is working towards a smarter way to manage water with green infrastructure. Green infrastructure uses natural processes to slow and store rainwater. Planted areas designed to capture runoff temporarily store the rainwater so that it doesn't flow into the drain at once. This takes pressure off the city's pipes and pumps and reduces flooding. A portion of the water is then absorbed by the native plants themselves. Next is infiltration. The remaining stored water seeps into the ground, stabilizing the water table below and reducing subsidence. Plants help filter out pollutants both above and below the surface before they soak into the ground or enter the drainage system. But the best part about green infrastructure is that it can fit just about anywhere. Various types are curb extensions, bioretention lots, and bioswales. And even residents can participate by using rain barrels and rain gardens on their own property. Smarter designs reduce repairs to our infrastructure, homes, and businesses. It minimizes local floodings and results in tremendous long-term cost savings. But also it adds an additional benefit of heightened water quality. When rain falls, it absorbs atmospheric pollution. It then collects leaked auto fluids from parking lots, fertilizers from crops and fields, herbicides from lawns and gardens, sediments from construction sites, and chemical agents leaching from old debris. All these pollutants are collected and carried off by the runoff and eventually deposited into Lake Pontchartrain. The pollution is discouraging recreation use, damaging water industries, and overall reducing the quality of life. Luckily, green infrastructure between the source and the destination will help. To demonstrate the full benefits of green infrastructure, let's take a look at a typical development. It has large paved areas and scarce green space, and during a modest rain event, 270,000 gallons of water will run off the site directly into the storm drain. A wider sidewalk with tree wells, shade, and urban bioswales will make it safer for pedestrians while absorbing rainwater. Porous pavement and bioswales can add significant amount of green space and drainage capacity to large paved parking lots. Empty lots can be designed to capture and detain water while providing new neighborhood open spaces. Nearby intersections could be enhanced with water retention basins and provide traffic calming. Urban bioswales along the rights-of-way can offer substantial water storage capacity when coupled with porous parking lanes. Green roofs can extend the longevity of a roof as well as become an attractive water retention system. And residents can also participate by incorporating rain barrels and rain gardens onto their own landscape. The new layout means reduced flood risk for the entire neighborhood and increased resiliency for the surrounding community. Atmospheric pollution is greatly reduced. Harmful water polluting elements are also taken care of. Suspended solid quantities are greatly diminished, and heavy metals like copper and zinc are largely mitigated. Now, these green infrastructure elements also reduce subsidence damages, and green spaces have proven to increase nearby property values. Now, if only a fraction of the green infrastructure shown here were applied to the entire greater New Orleans area, it could store nearly 25% of our rainwater and typically cost significantly less than the alternative of adding more and larger pipes. And the complementary system results in more benefits to the residents overall. Green infrastructure is just one of several strategies in New Orleans' multiple lines of defense against flooding. So spread the word and help lead us towards building a stronger and more resilient future for New Orleans.